Welcome back to the talk show. For those of you that just tuned in, I'm your host, Suri Smith. Coming up next, Nissan describes the 370Z as living life in the red lane. And I have to agree, after testing out that vehicle, definitely a fun car to drive. And also, in my opinion, might be the last authentic sports car around. Up next, we go on a drive and discuss the Nissan 370Z. Take a look. I'm joined by Janus Janse van Rensburg. He's the Product and Pricing Manager of Nissan South Africa Performance Vehicles. Thanks for having us. So tell us more about this beauty.
Today we're looking at Nissan 370Z. This is the model year 18 version of the vehicle. And yes, we're looking at the coupe and wrapped, beautiful, elegant.
Yes, gorgeous. It's a matte wrap, hey?
Yes, correct.
So I just, on the first look at this vehicle, my eye immediately caught those definite lines running from the top all the way down. It just really makes this vehicle look very aggressive, doesn't it?
It does. We call this car the last authentic sports car.
Wow.
So if you look at a sports car and you look at what a sports car entails, two-seater, front engine, rear-wheel drive, compact. This is basically the last of its kind. Everybody's moved on to more compact and smaller engines, low emissions, where we said, we want to retain the value of a true sports car. It's got a V6. It's the typical last action hero, if you can call it.
Yes. Well, before we get to the V6, let's just quickly take a look at the detail. The lights also scream out at me. They are such a gorgeous design, isn't it?
Yes, so something that is well known for the Z car is the boomerang headlamps, and you'll see it at the tail lamps at the back as well. So we've got a bi-xenon headlamp, so there's no need for fog lamps because this light gives you a good spread and a good view. And then you've got the daytime running lamps, LEDs at the bottom as well, just to make yourself more visible during the daytime.
Does it also have that awesome feature where the lights switch on as soon as it detects that?
It does. It's got auto lights, and it also works with the auto wiping system with full rain sensing as well.
I do love luxury. So let's open up the hood and let's check out the engine. V6, you say? Gorgeous, yes, gorgeous. Look at the little detail here on the light. It's absolutely exquisite.
All right, so the engine is a V6 normal aspirated engine, so which is basically a high revving engine, where today's customers buying cars look at turbo cars. It's got a lot of torque low down, where this car is different. It wants to be driven at high RPMs.
Okay.
So it loves revs.
So in other words, fuel consumption is not something you're going to be thinking about when you buy it.
Not so much. You want to, it's for the enthusiasts. So yes, you want to feel it, you want to hear it. So that's what this V6 is all about.
It's a fun car, yes.
Of course.
Definitely. Yeah. I've tested it and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Thoroughly.
Yeah, of course. So what you can see in the engine bay, you've got your V6 and then you've got bracing struts. Now this is to keep the car rigid. You'll also see it in the back. Especially for your dynamic type of driving, mountain passes, racetracks, those type of things. Yes.
So tell us about the performance levels of this vehicle, 0 to 100?
So 0 to 100 in this car is 6.3 seconds.
Okay. That's thanks to how much torque?
363 Newton meters torque and 245 kilowatts.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if you said that, but that's really good, eh?
You want it at high RPMs.
Okay,
yes.
okay. And this specific model is an automatic, yeah?
Automatic, 7-speed. It's not a dual clutch, it's just a standard automatic. You also have an option of a 6-speed manual And with the company in Europe, Exidy, they've developed a semi-race clutch. What's also nice about this car, when it was introduced in 2009, it came with synchro rev, which means when you downshift, it automatically blips the engine to match your revs to have optimal performance.
Yeah, that's really cool. So what would you prefer, an automatic or a manual?
I'm a manual guy.
Are you?
Yes.
Me too. I like to choose when I would want my next gear.
Normally in this car, you actually tend to shift more than normally because you just love shifting and how it feels and how it sounds.
Yes.
So this car is for the purist. You get a lot of driving inputs from the steering, from the transmission, when the engine blips. You know, it really makes an awesome experience.
But I know, I tested the automatic, and even though you don't have the choice of when you want to change gears, it still does change gears very effectively.
It does, and you have the option of the paddle shifts on the steering, so you can actually go to the manual mode at any time. Of course.
Yeah. Well, let's take a walk to the back. I'm eager to see the boot space in this little coupe. Wow, there's actually more space than what I anticipated.
Yes, look, it is a compact car, but you do have space for your weekend away where you can put a suitcase or even a golf bag, short.
And I can also see that if you're going to be, like, let's say you go to a hardware store and you need to fit something that's quite longer, then you will also be able to do so.
Yes, you can put it straight through.
And secure it.
Yes, so there's also tie-down hooks.
Oh, yes.
That you can actually put a net over or tie down some items.
Wonderful. Yes. Okay, so what is this all about? I'm sure it's to cover if you've had groceries or something.
Yes, so this is a tonneau cover that basically if you've got groceries or some items you want to hide away, you can just hook it up here.
Hook it up. Oh, I see. Okay, wonderful. Yeah. And then let's take a look at what's underneath here.
Okay, so underneath the carpet is your spare wheel. So it's got a space saver, but it's a full alloy space saver.
Wow.
In this car, space is not your friend, so you need to optimize on any option you've got. So it's got a biscuit or a space saver spare wheel. But within that, you've got the Bose subwoofer.
Yeah.
So in the past, it would have sat behind the seats, and now we've moved it into the wheel well.
I think that's much better.
Yes, it's very compact, and it actually
So that's actually on top of the wheel?
Yes, correct.
Okay, wonderful. That looks really neat, doesn't it?
Yes.
Well, now I think all that's left to do is just jump in and go for a drive. But before we do, just make mention of the gorgeous, gorgeous alloys.
Yes, so we've got Ray's 19-inch alloys. So Ray's is a company we partnered with on all the Z products and also GTR. So yes, 19-inch. At the back, you've got 275s, which is very wide.
Wow.
So this car normally would be a car you would think rear-wheel drive, you can get it to slide very easily. Not so easy in this car because of the width of the tires.
Okay.
But get it on a skid pan, it becomes a lot of fun.
So as you look at the car right now, what is actually standard and what is an added extra?
So apart from the wrap, so we've got the vinyl wrap on the full vehicle, and then we've got the carbon fiber wrap on some items of the car. That is not standard. That's something that we're actually looking at as an option to a customer. But everything else is standard. There's no options.
Okay.
So the navigation, the Bose system, the 19-inch alloys, the limited slip diff, everything else is standard.
Wow, so you really do get a lot of value for your money.
Correct.
Okay, let's go for that drive.
Awesome.
Noticed is the fact that my rev counter is straight in front of me, which is amazing when you're on the track.
Of course. So also, you know, our marketing slogan is live life in the red.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about. This car wants to be driven at high RPMs, and that's where it's at its happiest. You can just hear that.
Wow, listen to that.
That V6
so you would never really be focusing so much on the speed. You'll be watching that rev counter.
Of course.
Sure.
So when you do your track driving or mountain pass driving, when you really want to feel what the car does, then you drive it on revs.
Yeah.
And who cares about the speed now? But still be responsible though.
Exactly. So I like the design here on the middle console. What is on display over there?
So those items, the one crucial one is the one on the right. that gives you idea of oil temperatures. So if you do more high speeds, high revving type of driving, you want to control the heat that's in the transmission.
Of course.
So you can have a look at it all the time and don't go above the 120, 130 degrees, just to keep the viscosity of the oil in the transmission.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really, really cool to know. So I see it's also got a nice multifunctional steering wheel. Obviously, you don't want to make use of too many controls whilst you're on the track, but I mean, you will be using this vehicle for day-to-day driving as well, and then that really does come in handy.
Yeah, so you've got your audio controls, your Bluetooth for the phone, cruise control, so the general things you need, you know, just to keep up with technology today and make it very competitive.
Really nice feel of the steering. You've got nice leather coming through on the sides with grip, so you can really hold on to the steering when you're
it gives you that
clapping that corner.
Almost perfect position of 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock.
Yes.
Where you've got ultimate control at every angle and every corner.
Okay, so why don't you tell us a little bit more about the infotainment system? When we were chatting just now, you told me a lot about, you know, what it has to offer, and I really would like you to elaborate a little bit.
Okay, so you've got a navigation system, which is available in all the high-end products of Nissan. This unit specifically has a music box feature where if you use CDs, it records into MP3 format. So you will always have all your tunes available on the hard drive.
Wow, that's really amazing.
Yeah, and then you've got the normal features.
There's lots of buttons though.
Yes, it's quite busy. It's basically to navigate when you use the navigation system. And then there's other features as well that you can go in where you can change settings and those other things.
So is the navigation standard on the vehicle?
Everything is standard, yes.
Okay.
Also,
yes, like you said.
Yes. So this system also comes, it's a Bose system, so there's 8 speakers. It really gives you a symphony when you know, listen to your favorite tunes.
Let's crack it up. I mean, I want to hear what that subwoofer in the back does.
Very clear.
Yeah.
The Bose system also features noise enhancement, so or rather sound enhancement. So when you accelerate, all the engine noise you hear is a feature of the Bose system.
Wow.
So it gives you a good engine noise in the cabin, and that's through the Bose system. It also works in the noise cancelling. So to take out all the other
through the system.
Exactly.
So will the people outside be hearing what I'm hearing on the
Not so much. Not so much. So when you live in a townhouse complex or security village, then you won't upset the neighbours.
Okay.
But you can still enjoy it inside the car. Yes.
Some people are show-offs and they really want people to hear, so then it's not for you.
Then you can opt for after exhaust and then get that nice tune.
There we go. So how much does one of these set you back?
So the entry manual, a 6-speed manual, is retail at 669,000. And the automatic 7-speed, like we're driving in now, retails at 689,000.
Wow, and considering everything that you get.
Exactly.
And service and warranty?
So the warranty is a 650,000 year plan, and the service is 3 year 90,000 kilometers.
Wow. Well, there you have it, guys. If you're keen to check out this beauty, then just head on over to the nearest Nissan dealer. Unfortunately, we have come to the end of our show, but do tune in again next week when we'll start up our engines once again. Until then, from me, Suri Smith, buckle up and drive safe.